Hi, this is Bill Watkins. Thanks for taking a few moments and starting off your day in Scripture. We're still in Genesis chapter 21. If you begin at verse 22, Abraham and Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of Abimelech's army, have made a covenant with each other. They've made a treaty that they'll deal kindly with one another, and they've sworn that. But then in verse 25, it says, when Abraham reproved Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized, Abimelech said, I don't know who has done this thing. You didn't tell me, and I've not heard of it till today. So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a covenant. And then there was a matter of ewe lambs and everything else. And he said, that way you'll know that I'm the one who dug the well. But verse 31 says, therefore that place was called Beersheba, which means the well of the oath, because both of them swore an oath. They made a covenant at Beersheba. And then it says Abimelech and his commander rose up and they returned to the land of the Philistines. But here's the point that I want to make. Here was a situation where they had made a treaty and had become, in effect, friends. But it looked as though Abimelech or Abimelech's people had taken the well that Abraham actually had dug and claimed it for their own. What does Abraham do? Rather than simply just being really angry and declaring war and throwing out the treaty and covenant that they've already made, he goes and talks to Abimelech. And Abimelech says, and I think honestly says, I don't know who did this, and I didn't hear about it until you've just told me. I didn't know. So they sat down together and they renewed their covenant and recognized that this was something that needed to be taken care of. And they called the place where they swore an oath Beersheba. They made a promise to get along. Whenever you have a disagreement with someone else or someone seems to have done you wrong, talk to them. Talk to them first. Go and tell them their fault between you and him alone. And if he hears you, you've gained your brother. That's what Jesus told us to do. It's what Abraham did before Jesus ever told him. It would help us if we would open up instead of close up, and instead of talking about people, talk to people. Today, talk to the people that you think have hurt you and see what happens next. God bless.